All right. I think I'm live. Hello, everyone. Anybody who's watching this, appreciate you for coming. Today, I'm doing another live building, creating attributes version 2. So, if you want to see how I'm creating an open source upcoming open source library for Webflow developers that will enable many people to do things with lists and with other stuff. That's the worst description I've ever given of attributes v2. Um, Feel free to stay here with me. I'm going to do another 2 hour session as I've been doing since the last 2 weeks. And in this 2 hour session, I will be doing the same process. I will be doing the same system. I'm going to be doing a Pomodoro cycle where I'm working for 25 minutes and then I'm pausing for 5 minutes, 25 minutes, pausing for 5 minutes. That until we reach the 2 hours mark. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna wait a couple minutes first. I don't know if anybody's here in the chat, but yes, we've got somebody. Hey, Noda, thank you for dropping by. Appreciate you being here. Um, if you want to be following the work cycle with me, you can simply just look at my screen. I've got my Pomodoro here ready. And during these 25 minutes, I will be trying to explain what I'm doing. I am not going to give the deepest answers because obviously I need to finish this. But I think that you can follow along if you're interested in seeing me building things, or you can follow along if you are interested in following, in just doing the same deep work focus for 25 minutes. So in about a minute, I'm gonna start this timer and I'm gonna pick it from the last place that I left it, which is that I did some refactoring on the whole filtering system. I want to double test this first, and then I'm gonna commit this. And after that, I'm going to focus on a new tax system. So in version 1, we already had some tags for all filters. But in this case, now in version 2, I want to rethink some bits on how we do tags because now we've got more control and we need to also give more control to users when creating these tags. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's time to start. But before doing this, I want to add some music in the background. I'm using a cool platform for streaming that is called Restream. And here in Restream, I can add some AI generated music with no copyright. Let me see. We can do some lounge music, maybe. Let me test this. How's this? Yeah, that works. Cool. Okay, so let's start with testing what I did previously, and then we can move on because I'm pretty sure that things were looking right. We're looking pretty good. So let me just make this a bit bigger, like that. And let's go back to the code base. Up until now, I've been focusing on the simple filters, but after we implement the tax system today, I'm going to focus on the advanced filters. So tomorrow is advanced filter day. But let's first of all make sure that we are, whoops, PM, we are up to date. Let's spin this up. Okay, running, ready. And checkboxes is the last thing that I needed to test here. I need this to be dev equals to true, like this. Great. Everything looking good. And remember that with this, now we've got a new system that allows us to display the items that are forecasted for a specific filter. So that's a cool functionality. I think that I should make a video about this on Twitter for people to see it because it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like that. Okay, great. Let me just double check things. But we should be good to go. Here we are testing equality and not equality. Um, what about the including, not including? That's also handled in there in the filters. We handled all the cases in here, as well as the fuzzy search. Actually, no, there's one thing that I wanted to check for the fuzzy search. I want to double check that. And it's that because in the other searches, like quality contains, greater than, less than, now we support both when having multiple values on a filter, which would happen when you've got a checkbox checkbox group, or when you have a multi-select um, element, or when you've got a nested list here in the item section for a specific field. So a field that contains multiple values, like this fuel type. This item has 3 items, so 3 fuel types, which is an array. So we handled all these different scenarios here. I need to refactor this. I know there's a lot of verbosity in here that I'm not proud of, but for now it's working, so I leave the refactors for later. But I did not contemplate this for the fuzzy search here. What about this? Yeah, no, all good. So for the fuzzy search, the thing is that for now we are only supporting filter data that is a single array. Sorry, a single value. So inputs, radio buttons, single selects, stuff like that. But we are not supporting arrays. Now the question is, should we? Should we? You know what? I think that for now we're good. I'm fine with this. We'll see. If there's people asking for that, it's a very specific scenario, then we'll figure it out. Okay, so feed refactor word filtering system as filter results count. Great. Let's create a PR for this and let's move on with the tags system. Okay, boom. Let's do this. I'm literally gonna copy this commit message. I like it. So that's it. Great. I don't know, guys, if you know about this, but now in Copilot, here in GitHub, you can ask Copilot to create summaries. Although I'm not very fan of it because it generates too many comments or too many. It gives too many details that can confuse people like this. Look at this. It's too much. This pull request included several changes to the packages list, module to improve filtering and loading functionalities, as well as some cleanup and factoring. Okay. The most important changes are grouped by theme and summarized below. Filtering improvements. Fuzzy refactor there. Oh, it's not that bad, actually. Thank you, Copilot. Good job. Okay, great. Great. Let me just review everything to make sure that it makes sense. I know that we moved some of these bits outside where they belong for the visible count, for the item count, etc. Then also we did some refactoring in how we store the item fields, because previously it was always an array, but now it can be either a single value or an array, which lets us support both single inputs and groups. And then we updated this. By the way, I need to add a to-do in here because this inside nested list here, this list selector, there's one thing that I know for sure that people will run into in one scenario. So hold on, list item. Because in here, we are checking if the field that we are collecting, so any of these fields, is inside a nested list, right? So what we do is we define a nested CMS list like this. And in the case of Webflow native CMS lists, that's fine because um, we can identify it by just checking the CMS classes, the CSS classes, sorry. So in this case, in this list, I've got this item here, and you can see how it has these class WTN items, which tells me that it's a Webflow native CSS collection. But in Attributes V2, we also support non-Webflow CMS collections. So people using custom code or WIST or whatever can also use the filtering system. And in that case, instead of having a class like this, what they do is do fs list element equals to list. So they basically manually define this as the list. But that's a problem because when we are looking for the top level lists of the page, so essentially when we load the page and we load the list attribute, the list module, we are scanning the page to find all the collection lists. And because we are identifying this with these, these attribute, I just messed up something. Anyway, the problem is that we might be also querying not only the top level list, but also the nested list when they have the attribute applied. So the way that we can fix this is if we go to the factory in here. And in the factory, actually, let me check the init. Yeah, here in the init, we are querying all the elements called list, right? But we don't want to query the elements that are lists that are located under a different list, do we? Well, actually, maybe we want to do that. If we wanted to have like nested list functionalities, like if I wanted to filter something inside here. But that sounds like a recipe for very complex, convoluted scenarios. One of the things that we could do is, just in case, for now, is first of all, we map these. We do create list instance, but at the same time, we don't initialize any list that is placed inside another list. So we don't allow nested lists for now. So let me do something quick here. I'm gonna do, so this is gonna be list element, and in theory, this would be this, right? Like this. But I want to see is how do I call it here? Is inside nested list. Is nested list. And in that case, I want to do exactly the same thing in here. So I want to do get CMS selector and closest. So literally, I'm going to do this like that. Let's just copy like that, right? So if it's a nested list, which means that parent list, list element. Yeah, so the first list that it gets should be its own list, should be its own item. So the list element, it's not the parent list, like that. If that's the case, we return like that because we don't want to initialize this. Great. And I'm going to add here something like to do. We don't support nested CMS lists for now, but we may want to revisit this in the future, like that. Because that means that if for any reason this was a static list instead of CMS list, and I came here and I identified this as a list as well. So if I set fs list element equals to list, if I did it right, we should be skipping this list. So let's try it out. We should be skipping it. No, we are not. We are not. So let me see. Let's console log this. List element, list selector, parent list is nested list. Let's console log this. Oh, hold on, because the closest attribute, does it also match the same element? It returns the first starting at the element. No, I don't want to start at the element. I want to start. So this should be parent element, like that. And if there is no parent list, we can also say there's no parent list and or this, like that. And in that case, we should be skipping it. Huh. No, hold on, this is wrong. Because in this case, this top level list, if I'm having this statement here, I'm checking for the parent list, and if there's no parent list, list element. So it should be there is a parent list and this. Now we're talking. Now we're only querying one list because the others are being skipped except this one that it's nested. Great. Okay, let's do this. Let me double check just in case, but yes, we just have one list here. Page index 2. Is that right? Is that right? Page index 2, that's important. Yes, I would say so, because we've got this list, but also up here we've got another list and another list. Okay, great. Great. Let's commit for now. We'll see. Maybe I regret this. I don't think I will. Fix don't initialize nested lists for now. And I just realized that I did not start the Pomodoro timer. But I know that I started 5 minutes past the time, so I still have 9 minutes. Cool. Okay, nice. Let's see. Now I see that CI is not passing. What's happening here? Why isn't CI not passing? Here, the linting did not pass. What's missing? Modal check, packages list check, the sorting must have a simulator. So here in sorting, we've got some issues. What is this? Okay, when we are sorting stuff, and that's related to having changed this because the values are numbers or arrays. Yes, number sorting. Right, because when we are dealing with when we are sorting for example, if we were sorting for fuel types, and if there are multiple fuel type values, then we need to pick one of these. So we should be picking the first one. So what we should do is array first item prop value. This otherwise, let's do this, right? Hey. Oh, sorry. Ah, this, right? Because in that case, now we've got this sorted. Yes. And the second thing here. So, Copilot, come on, give it to me. Thank you. And then we also need to do this first item prop value, get the time. First item prop equals to text. Now, we should always do this here. Yeah. I will create a helper for this. Let me see. For a second item prop value, this can be number like that. Yeah. So hold on. Const get first. Get first item get item first value. Get item value. Let's do get item value, and this is going to be this. And in that case, this can be either number or an array of numbers, or it can be date or array of dates, or it can be string or array of strings, like that. So what we can do, because will be like this, number or string or date or number array or string array or date array, right? But I want TypeScript to infer the value when we use this, because here it's using a discriminated union with this to check if it's a number or if it's a text or a date, etc., as you can see here. But the moment that we pass this to the function, we're going to lose this. So instead of doing this, I'm going to do value extends this, because now we know that when we pass it here, TypeScript will infer this. So now what I can do is exactly this. Boom. Yeah, and this should be first item value and second. No. Value. I just need this. And this should be the value like that. And these should be, yep. And they should be, I'm seeing these inference, and we might need to do a function overload instead. Yeah, probably. First value. Return first value. Let's see. Returns the first value of the array or the value itself. Great. Let's see. First item value, test, get item value, and this will be the first item prop. What I'm getting from here? Nope, I don't want to have this. I want to have as value. Can I do that? Yeah. Okay, now. Great. Yes. But actually, it should not be. Nope. It should be. Because if. Nope, that's wrong. Because if we pass a number or an array of numbers, doesn't matter. It should always return number, right? And if we do the same thing for strings or with dates, we should return that. So what we should do is infer. We should infer the type. So if we pass number or array of numbers, it should fix this. So I know TypeScript, but I'm not as proficient to asking this. I know that we need to use the infer keyword. I forgot how we do that. So let's ask TypeScript, when I pass a number or an array of numbers to this function, the return value should always be number. Same for strings. If I pass string or string array, the return value should be string. And same for dates. If I pass date or date array, the return value should be date. Notice how we always pass a single type, number or string or date. That can be either a single value or an array of values. And the return type is always the single value. Let's see. Will Copilot do something about this? To ensure that the return value is always a single value of the same type as the input, we can modify the function to handle the different types explicitly. Here's the updated code. This. Well, yes, cool. Thank you, Copilot. This is what I wanted. So here, value extends this, infer u value. So what we could do is, because I don't like this in here, let's do return value equals to this, like that. And then we can do as this. And now we know that this, it should be a number. Yeah. What about this? Should be a date. Yes. And here, this should be a string. Lovely. Great. Maybe we can do this. Yeah, I think that like that it's fine. Yeah. Great. Okay, great. So now let's refactor this for a second. This is going to be first item value. And then this is going to be second item value. Thank you. So this goes away. And now here, exactly the same things. But this will be get time and get time. Like that. But this is also making me think that maybe there's no value. Could it be? Yeah, because maybe the array is empty, right? Are we checking for arrays being empty somewhere? We are not checking for arrays being empty. And I think that the reason is because there could potentially be no white element in here. Could there be no element in there? Yes, but in that case, the sort key, if we collected, that means there is a value, because otherwise we are not collecting that prop. So we are already handling that in here. Okay, we'll see. Great, so we've got this, and let's do the last one here, which would be this, like that. Okay, cool. Let's commit this, and let's move on. So fix TypeScript, so linting issues. Okay. And while I wait for CI to pass, I'm gonna take 5 minutes break, and then we'll start again. I think we're good in here. I think they should solve the issues, unless there was another issue going on in the sort and in sort. But I think we're good now. There were only issues about sorting. Oh, actually, that's it? No. Why is CI not running? Maybe it's taking some time. Okay, let's do a break. Captions, break time. Break time. Yay. Did I mess it up? Oh, no. Nice. Okay. See you in a second, guys. I'm gonna go grab some water and stuff. Okay, cool. So this is done. We can get rid of it. Yes. Rename equal, not equal operators to equals, not equals. Yep, I need to do that. Test, checkbox filtering. Yes, test radio filtering, add test for infinite loading. Yep. Okay. Um, hold on. Where did it go? No. Okay. Let's see. Linting is in progress. Great. And it seems like it passed. Nice. Okay. Yep. For now, I'm bypassing things. I don't care. This is not a production project. Great. So let's move on. Let's move into the tax system. Yay. So this is going to be FS list feet tax. Like that. So essentially, just to recap what I want to do now, let's create a task here, is create tax system. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on now. Great. So when we apply filters, so when we do these kind of things where we are applying one filter and the other, blah, blah, blah. In that case, some users might want to display the results in here. And the way that we do that is using a tax system. Now, what we want to do, it's no break time. This is work with me. Yay. What we want to do is grab the currently applied filters, which we are storing in memory, obviously, for all the filtering things. And for each of the filters, we want to generate a tag like this. The idea is that we are going to let users design this. And just with a few attributes, they will identify the elements that are taking part of that. So we've got an attribute that is called fs list element equals to tag to define a tag. And then we've got another one for the field. So it displays the field that they are filtering for. So for example, the name or the year or the brand or whatever. Then we've got the value as tag value, which is what the user picked from the filters. And then we've got the operator, because in attributes version 2, in list, we use a new system for filters where we allow, we use what we call operators. Equality, not equality, contains, not contains, greater than, less than, all these things, right? So in that case, the operator will be math-based, as you can see here, by default. But there might be some users who want to do like different things. They don't want to use a math symbol to display that. So for example, here is an example of using Spanish language. So es igual a, no es igual a, contiene, no contiene, es mayor o igual a, etc. Right? And in that case, the way that it will work is users will use the tag operator dash and the name of the operator that they want to override. So they might have one for not equals, they might have one for contains, one for not contains, blah, 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 blah. That's the idea. And that's what I want to do now. So first of all, what I want to do is we should be adding some filters in here. So let's just copy that. Let's go to filter basic text. Let's do name contains, for example. Yeah. Let's copy this and go back to the tags. Come on, filter it. Fucking. Okay. Let's grab another one. Let's see. I'm gonna use Not equal, maybe? Yeah, let's use another one. Let's use number. So greater, for example. Yeah, let's grab greater and no, greater equal and less equal. Let's do. No checkboxes. Tags. So greater equal. Another one, let's do less equal. Actually, I could use the extension. I don't know, guys, if you know it, but no sound? Oh, Verad. You just scared me. Hey, Verad, thank you for coming. I don't know, guys, if you know it, but in the Chrome extension from Finsweet, you've got a nice functionality that it's the page history that you can navigate back and forth through pages that you've visited. It's pretty handy. So, okay, so basic number, let's go there. And I said that I wanted less equal. So alt tags here, form less equal. Cool. And then let's grab another one. It could be a radius, for example. And in that case, let's do brand equal. Let's do brand equal. Yes. So alt tags, brand equal, like that. And the last one, let's do checkboxes. And the checkboxes could be, because checkboxes are going to be multiple. So the checkboxes, let's do equal as well. Yeah, why not? Okay, like this. So we've got a few filters. Name contains, year greater equal, year less equal, the brand equal. Let me see if it was copied over correctly. Brand equals, slice operator equal. There's one thing left to do, which is, but I'll do it later, which is refactoring this. I got it written in here. I want to rename equal, not equal operators to equals, not equals. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to do rename contains, not contains to contain, not contain. I think. So we have everything in singular, not in plural. Not even singular, plural, not with the finished S. Okay. That's what we want. Right? Okay. Now, the thing is that I don't want to have this, but I don't want to delete it as well. There's too many tags in here. There's too many tags. Okay, let me duplicate this page because I don't want to lose this. So let me just say this and say all tags templates, just so I don't lose this. I can get rid of all of this. I don't care. Templates. I only want to keep this. Like that. Okay, good. And now that I've got this, now I can get rid of all of this. Here and this. Let's do not even this. Okay, this, like that. So we've got a single group, this, and tag. Tags. Okay, good. There's another thing that we will have to introduce, which is tag lists and tag groups. But for now, just for now, let's keep it simple. So let me publish this. Let's try to run it just to make sure that things are working as expected. So that equals to true. And let me double check this. So if I get maybe hybrid 73, and then I also want to do stream like that. Looks like it's working as expected. Great. And the year should be greater or equal at 2018. Like that. And then also the year should contain any. Not in it, any. Okay, good. So the filters are working fine. Now what I want to do is from these filters, which we can check in here as they are stored, we store them in groups, and each group has conditions, and each condition has some data. In this case, because it's a single filter, a basic filter, we only have one group. We've got a bunch of conditions. So name contains is a condition, year greater equal is a condition, year less equal is a condition, brand equal is a condition, and fuel equal is another condition. We've got 5 conditions, which are stored like this. Like this. So name contains this value, blah, 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 blah. The fuzzy operator, there's another refactoring that I want to do for the fuzzy stuff, but we'll do it later. Okay, great. So now let's go to the code here. I've got 14 minutes. Good. Let's close everything else, close others, close this. And when we initialize the filtering, so when we do here init list filtering, there is here these init tags that I already created, but I just commented everything out because it didn't make sense. So let's do this. Great. Oh, yeah, actually I'm missing another attribute, which is tag remove, I think. Let me check the constants. What have we defined here? Tag field, tag value, tag operator, tag remove. Yes, there's another thing that it's missing, which is the tag remove button. So I'm going to do custom element, and that should go inside. Elements cannot be added to div block elements. What? Convert to. Oh, come on. Because I have a single text block. List tag. Come out. And this is not going to be a list tag. This will just be this. I don't want to have a span. I only want to have this. List element tag. List element operator. List element value here. So this is operator. This is value. And custom element, and this will be a button of type button that is fs list element tag remove. And I made a mistake here because this is not supposed to be tag. It's supposed to be tag field, and tag operator, and tag value. And now this button here is tag remove, and inside here, let's just add some hero icon for deleting. Let's do cross X. Thank you. Like that. Okay, like that. And this will be one ramp and one ramp. Great. And this button can be, actually no, this should be the button. So this should be tag remove icon. And this should be list tag remove. Okay, and that will be, let's do display block with, I don't care, can be auto, no padding, like that. And the background can be transparent or just transparent. Okay, great. Let's tag. Let's make this flex. Whoops, nope. Let's make this flex like that, centered, some gap, like that. Great. Now we're talking. Now I've got all the elements designed here, looking good, looking fresh. And we should be initializing the text here. So let's just, yeah, we're removing it, but we're good. So let me do console log tag template, text wrapper, like that, just to double check. We've got a tag template, we've got the text wrapper, but that's not going to be text wrapper. That's going to be text list template. Text list template. Text list template. I think, yes, we are going to do this. Text list template. And here, I want people to be able to define these, because right now we are doing it by default. So we assume that list tag, the parent, it's the list where we are going to be rendering this. And the parent of that, it's the groups where we're going to be rendering the lists. But some people might want to create other elements. But that doesn't make sense, does it? Or yes, maybe it does. Well, let's do it. Let's do it like this for now. So tag list wrapper text lists wrapper, and that's going to be tag list template parent element, and the same thing. If there is no pad, blah, 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 return. Come on, Kapot. Don't make me write. Thank you. So that's going to be this, like that. And then let's do the text list wrapper as well. Okay. Console log. Are we good? We are not. We are not. What? Huh. Am I doing something wrong now? Oh, we don't have the tag. Okay. List element equals to tag. My bad. Okay. Let's do it again. like that. Okay, now we're talking tag template, tag list template, tag lists wrapper. I will want to rename this, but for now, let's move on. So tag template remove. Let's also remove the tag list template as well, like that. And now we can move on. So here in the tags, that's what I started doing, but I don't want to do this anymore. I started collecting the tags that were rendered, right? So then when there's new tags, we don't re-render everything, but let's keep it simple. So let's do list dot filters, right? And in that case, we want to watch them. And because we're using view reactivity, I can just simply do watch here, and we are gonna watch list filters like that, and we can do filters. And in this case here, let's just console log filter filters like this. Okay, so we've got this, and if I select something, great, we are getting an array, we're getting the values like that with the groups, blah, 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 conditions, etc. Okay, great. Now, let's hard code everything for now, and then we go and refactor. So the filters contain groups. And why am I losing type inference here? Come on, TypeScript filters. And the filters should contain groups. Okay, so let's do for group of the filters groups. In that case, we want to create a new list template, right? So let's do new list. In that case, tag clone node, that's good, great. And then for const, and then fill the condition of group conditions, like that. We want to create a new tag, like that. And then that new tag will have the field, thank you, and the operator, thank you, and the value, thank you, like that. Great. And then in there, I don't really care if one of these is missing. We should allow users to not use everything. So we are going to do if there is field, not off, but if there is the field, in that case, the text content will be the condition. Why is this not possible? Because string or undefined. What's the type definition for this? I have the field, and why is it optional? Doesn't make sense for it to be optional, does it? Can I get rid of these conditional? Am I messing something up now? I don't think so. Let me double check. CD packages list pm check. Did I mess something up? Nope. Okay. So the field, text content condition field, like that. Great. Now the value as well. Value. Actually, let's call them properly. Let's do field element, and let's do operator element and value element. So if there's value element, then the condition value might actually be, it could be multiple things, actually. No, string or string. Yep. If there are multiple values, then we also should create multiple of this. Oh, because maybe also we want to introduce as well the matching, the and or matching. Because if we got multiple tags for the same value, we should be able to say, hey, match this or this or that or this. Or if the matching is and, then we should be able to say, hey, match this and that and this. Okay, so let's do to do support array filters and the and or matchers as well. Whew. Okay, so for now, I know that this is not going to be right, but let's just do this. And then a operator element. In that case, we want to have a conversion. So let's do here. Let's do const operator symbols. And this will be the operators, which is in here, filter operator. So this will be a record with filter operator string, like that. So basically in here, we'll be saying, hey, greater equal should be this. Great. Less equal should be that. Thank you, Copilot. Not contains. Let's see. Nope, that's not correct. That's not right. Not empty. Not equal. Contains. Empty. Equal. Fuzzy. What the hell do we use for fuzzy? Greater or less. Oh, for fuzzy, we can use approximate. Whoops. What do I do? Approximate. Shit, how do I do this sign in the macOS keyword? I have no clue. I don't know how to type in macOS. Approximate symbol. Approximately symbol. This. Thank you. And then I need to do not contains. I need to do these ones. Great. But break time. Okay, guys, I don't know how entertaining this is, but we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I'm creating this very simply, like going for the simple approach now, but we will have to introduce a bunch of edge cases, like multiple array values and multiple groups as well, etc. Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Glads. Nice. Well, while I'm doing this 3 minutes break, if you have any off-topic questions or in-topic questions, like whatever you want to ask, go ahead and shoot it. But after this break is done, I'm gonna sprint to try to finish this tax system. I should do something about the camera. It doesn't look right here. Like there's a lot of zoom here, but I don't know if I can like center myself in the camera. Can I do that here? Video resolution, no. Mirror camera. Actually, that's cool, because now I'm looking at I'm looking at the code now. I'm gonna keep it. But I can add bare tool backgrounds. this. But this feels like a Zoom call. I don't like it. What I have to do is properly decorate my background instead of having an empty freaking room. But anyways, let's change the music to lo-fi. And let's check Twitter. Am I the only one who's seeing DeepSeek everywhere now? Just DeepSeek, like, look at that, Brian, the first one, but then now again, DeepSeek, again. And I'm sure if I scroll a bit, I'll see something about DeepSeek again. Like egg results. DeepSeek, DeepSeek. Finally a chance to dig into DeepSeek, 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 DeepSeek. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's cool. It's not revolutionary. It's doing the same thing as ChatGPT, just cheaper and faster. Same here. DeepSeek everywhere. Yes. I mean, it is cool. I'm not taking any of the success from them. I'm just get tired of repetition of everyone just jumping in and talking about the same thing. Like, okay, yeah, so yeah, I get it. I get it. That's a cool thread. I'll check it later. Nice. Okay, good. Let's do the next sprint. This is merged. I can close this and this here. Okay, let's move on. So I need to fill the symbols for all of this. The not contains and not empty. Happy spring. Thank you. Not empty. I need to gather symbols for that. I had been asking ChatGPT, and I know that there's a math symbol for containing and not containing, which is this. It's a weird symbol, but it looks cool. So for now, we're going to use it. So this and this contains, not contains. Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you, Graz. Okay, cool. Let's just put them together. So empty, not empty, contains, not contains, equal, not equal. Let's keep fuzzy, and then let's do less equal, greater equal. Okay, what symbols do I use for empty and not empty? What symbols do I use for that? Let's ask ChatGPT. What symbol can I use to represent empty and not empty? Let's see. Yeah, the negation could be an option. But because I'm keeping everything as math symbols like that, I would like to know if there's like an official math symbol. Oh yeah, look at this. The symbol this is commonly used to denote an empty collection. You might also see this. And not empty. Not a fan of the not empty. Some texts or informal writings might use something like this, an empty set symbol with a slash through it to denote not empty. But it isn't a standard symbol. The most recognized and clear approach is just to write this. In mathematics and logic, there is a single universally accepted one character symbol, but there's a standard symbol for empty. So we can use this for empty. And for not empty, maybe this. Ah, not sure. I agree that I agree that where is it? This one? That they look very similar, right? I think that this can lead to confusion. Hmm. And this S is not empty. Now, for now, I think that I'm gonna use this. Okay, I don't know. We'll figure out later. So then let's do const operator symbol. Thank you. The condition operator. If there is no operator, there should be an operator. There should be an operator. We fall back to equals, I think. Do we fall back to equals? What do we fall back to? What do we fall back to? So when we're gathering filters, yes, I get what you mean. Like, I mean, leaving empty as just literally an empty string kind of makes sense. But it makes sense when you look at it in here. But keep in mind that this is going to translate into a string that we render here. So you're saying, because if we're doing empty, it's going to be the empty one. Doesn't even copy. Doesn't even work if I try to use it in Webflow. No. Like that. And otherwise it's going to be like this. Not a fan of it, honestly. I don't know. I just don't want to be blocked. So for now, let's do this. One thing that I want to do is the value element. Actually, I realized that there should also be a value, because otherwise, if the value is empty, it should be empty. So if there is no value, if there is no condition value, then what I want to do is the value element, remove it. Otherwise, I want to do this. No, I want to do this. These little hair things, yes, absolutely. And for the operator, I need to know what we are falling back, because I know that when you don't define an operator in a filter, by default, we used to do contains, but since the last refactor that I did, I think that I changed something to, I changed it to, did I change it to equals? No, I think that it might be contains actually. It might, we might still fall back to contains. 1 second. The operator, get condition data. Yes, we fall back to contains. I should not be hard coding this. I should have it in here. Let me move it down here. Let's do export const. default filter operator. And that's going to be contains like that. Okay, good. So we are not hard coding things like I was doing here. And in here, I can also fall back to the default filter operator. Great. So with this, we are going to get an operator symbol, and we can do this. But after, we also want to allow overriding the values. That's another task for later. So we've got this, then what we have to do is render out this new tag. So let's just do new list, append new child, new tag, great. And then for the new list, we want to tags list, wrapper, append child, new list. Yes. And I don't like this, but for now, what we should do is do, let's just do tags list wrapper. Yeah, to do. I hate this. Change it. Okay, good. Let's move on here. Okay. And something is not available. What's going on? I am not importing this. No matching export in here. Oh, done. Filters groups is not iterable. Why is that happening? Because I might be doing this before getting the filters? Yes. I need to do it down here. Now we're talking. Okay. Kind of. It worked awfully. But let's see. If I select a brand, here, okay, this one is working. Brand equals to stream. But we are running out a bunch of ones in here that we don't care about. So when creating the tags, one thing that we should do is skip them if there is no value, because there's no value for names, there's no value for year, there's no value for year here as well, blah, 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 right? So let's do this. Let's do if the group condition. No, actually, if there is no condition value, let's grab the value. Value is condition dot value. Then we need to do array. Nah, keep it simple. If there is no condition value, continue like that. Let's see. Or array, if it's an array, but it's empty, right? So array is array, condition value, and the condition value doesn't have any length, like that, because then I can, it's gonna also skip the checkbox groups. So if I do this, we get this, that, okay, that's kind of working, but it's really not working as it should. Because what? Right. Yeah. What, this is one of the things that it's not working. I'm currently converting arrays to a single string. Not good. Not good. Actually, maybe. Because maybe we could change this to be and, or. Hmm. How do we do this? Let's try it. For now, instead of doing this, let's do the value will be array is array condition value, and then here the joining, it's gonna be depending on the matcher. And in that case, I've got a condition, and the condition match it should be filter match. But we also need to change that. So if the condition, the filter match is or, then we will do like this. For now, I don't like it, but let's just do it for now, like this. And this is going to be value like that. And there should be spaces like that. Let's keep it simple like this. So if we do this, then it's saying, hey, fuel equals to plug-in hybrid and electric. And then also the brand equals to stream. It's not a bad approach. We should still give more flexibility to people, but it's not a bad start. Excuse me for a second. Okay. What about contains? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's not a bad approach. The thing is that now every single time that we are adding a filter, we are removing the whole list and adding it back. And that's not ideal. Ideally, we would only, for example, here, if I only type now something here in name, I would only update this, but I would not re-render the whole list. Or if I add a new item, I would only add that new item. I would not get rid of everything. Right? So what we can do is group the tags by groups. If I have multiple groups, I will have to create new lists, right? I'm thinking that we should, when creating the new lists, the lists should be based on array, of course, and then the fields should be Okay, let's try something. So the tags not only is going to be this is going to be called, let's call this against rendered tag lists. Okay, and this is going to be an array like that. We'll see if this works. Okay, so this is going to be an array that contains the list, tag list element. It's going to be an HTML element. And in there, there's going to be the tags. And these tags, thank you, Copilot, are going to be stored in a map where they have an HTML element. Yeah, why not? Let's do this. So in this, let's call this new list, new tags list. Then we can get rid of this. Now, I don't want to be cloning the node for every single time. Instead, I want to get the index. So instead of looping using the for of, I'm going to do filters.groups.forEach, because in here I've got access to the index. So this is going to be group, and this will be the index, like that. So I can move this down here. I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. And now I need to add an additional, like that. Okay. Now I can try to find the render tag list. So tag list. Yeah. No, in that case, we need to do render tag lists and then the index. It should be, if it does not exist, this. Thank you, Copilot. So tag list element, we clone the node and we do this, and then we create a new map for this, right? And then we do render. So tag list, it's this. Great. And then in here, now instead of appending shit, now what we have to do is here in the tag list, now we should go over all the tags when we're doing this. And if the tag has already been rendered, then we want to update that tag. If the tag has not been rendered, then we want to create the tag from scratch. So first of all, we need to do const existing or render tag. But not only condition field, because potentially we could have multiple filters for the same field. So we should combine the field and the operator to make sure that we are using the right one. Yep. So this will be tag key, and this will be, let's do condition field, condition operator. Yeah. Underscore. Like that. Okay, render tag. Now, if the tag is already rendered, obviously we will not want to append it. We only want to update it. So we can say tag is rendered. And in that case, yes, we do this because we only want to append it if the tag is not rendered. And then in here, we can do tag equals to render tag, or we clone it like that. And this new tag, let's just rename it to tag. And let's get rid of this like that. And when we go down here, we only want that if the tag is not rendered, then we do this. And this is the tag list element. Actually, we can just call this element like this. Okay. If we are creating a new tag, we also want to store the HTML element, right? So let's not do this. Let's just call this tag. Let's make this mutable like that. And let's say if there is no tag, in that case, we want to clone the node and thank you, Copilot again, add the tags here like that. Yep, like that. Now, if the tag is rendered, but there is no value, we want to remove that. We want to remove the tag, right? So let's do has value. If it does not have a value, what the fuck? Copilot. I want to use this. Oh, condition value. Oh, okay, thank you. If it does not have a value, not only want to continue, we also want to get rid of the render tag. Right. If it does not have a value, but that is tag, and then we can move on here. Right. So first we get the tag. I'm gonna do the break in a second. We check if the tag is rendered. We actually just store this for later when we append this. Then we check if it has a value. If it does not have a value and there was a store tag, then we remove it, we delete it. If we are passed from here, it means that we have a value. And if at this point there is no tag, we create it and we add it here. Then we simply update the value from that tag like that. And then in here, when appending, hey Yash, thank you for coming. When appending this, we also need to collect if the list was actually cloned or not, because if it data already exists, then we do not need to render it again to append it again. So in that case, let's do tag list. So this is going to be a let instead, let tag list, and we're going to do the same thing. Const tag list is rendered, and then we are going to do the same approach, which is that if there is no tag list, in that case, we're going to do this. Sorry, let's do tag list equals to this. Copilot is actually already suggesting that. And then here we do this like that. And then we only render the list if it's not already rendered. So we do if the tag list is not rendered, in that case, we do tag list dot element, like that. Okay, let's see. Any errors? No. Gasoline. If I do this, let's see. Is it re-rendering everything or is it only going to be updating this? Yay. It's only updating it here instead of re-rendering the whole thing. That's what I wanted. What about this? Great. It's only re-rendering this. Good. If I remove this, okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. This one, all perfect. Okay, great. We're almost done. We're almost done. Now what's missing is that we need to be able to remove the tags from here. And we also want to support the custom operator texts like in here. Yes. Still not sure what to do with these things. Should we just keep it as is? Should we allow users to change them as well? I am not sure. Really not sure. Okay, break time. If you guys have any questions, just drop them. After this, I'm gonna do the last sprint. And that's it. Today's live stream is gonna end. That's some weird music. Let's change the music. Let's do a bit of jazz. Actually, I want to check. I want to check this. I just saw. I saw it later. Before on Twitter. Oh, this is from 2019. Interesting. A gist from Rich Harris. Stuff I wish I'd known sooner about service workers. I recently had several days of extremely frustrating experiences with service workers. Here are a few things I've since learned which would have made my life much easier, but which isn't particularly obvious in most of the blog posts and videos that I've seen. I'll add to this list over time suggested additions welcome in the comments or via Twitter. When is the last time that this was updated? Revisions. Okay, almost 5 years ago. Reloading the page doesn't behave as you'd expect. If you make a change to your service worker, then reloading the page won't kill the old one and activate the new one. It detects the change by requesting the service worker file each time and comparing the old and the new byte for byte. Leaving you somewhat confused as to why your changes haven't taken effect. This is because the old window is never actually closed, meaning there is never a time to swap them out. You need to kill the tab completely, then reopen it. The new service worker is then fetched by the old one. Navigator.serviceworker.controller is the service worker that intercepts fetch requests. You can access self.caches in the browser as window caches. You're not alone. A lot of people have experienced the same frustrations you have and know how to fix them. Stuff I still don't understand. If I have code in my service worker that runs outside of an event handler, when does it run? Right. Good question. Does it run when you invoke the service worker? Does it run when the browser parses it? Good to know. Okay. Ready to start the last sprint. Hope you guys are doing some nice work alongside with me, being productive. Let's go. Okay. So, things that I need to do. First of all, here, the operator element. This will be we're going to use the operator symbol only if we don't find a fallback. So, what we should do is here, we need to add a bunch of attributes as well here. Because the operator can be overridden. Tag operator equal, thank you, Copilot, not equal. Contains, not contains, greater, greater equal, less, less equal, empty, not empty, and fuzzy. Thank you. Tag operators can be overwritten by the tag operator attribute. Okay, so with this, tag operator dash this. Now, let's do operator override elements. And then we are going to do I have all the operators here? Contains, not contains. I can get them from here. Values. I can get them from here. So let's do, this is selectors, I think. Settings. Settings. Operator. Values. This is a, yeah, so let's do object.values like that. That map. Operator. And in that case, we want to do query element. Tag operator, operator. Nice. Thank you. And the scope is the tags. Like that. Actually, not, I don't want to do this. I want to convert this into a map. Into a proper map. So I can search them easier later. So let's do this. Let's use the operator as the key, as const. So these are going to be the entries, like that. I've got some entries. So I can convert this into a new map, like that. Like that. So the map, the key, actually we need to filter them. So filter Boolean, or it's not empty, better. 1 second, because I only want to const operator override element equals to this. If there is no operator, return. Otherwise, return this, like that. And now I should see, yes, we've got a map with the keys and the HTML element only if it exists. So here, the operator element we should set these to display none. No, we can remove them. Bona tarda! M'encanta que pugui parlar en català mentre estic fent un live stream en anglès. Here, Ivan Espinosa, he's from my country. So you can say hi to him. Thank you for coming, Ivan. So as I was doing here, so I've gotten the upper right elements, which would be all of these elements. Now, the thing that I need to handle is that if the override element exists, so imagine this situation here. If any of this is defined, then we want to use that one. If it's not defined, we want to fall back to any of the default ones. The other ones, so imagine that I've got all of these defined. The other ones, I want to remove them. I don't want to display them. So ideally, what we should do is this. Let's do const operator override element. And then in the map, let's do const operator. It should be the defined operator or the default, like that. So I am no longer using this, I'm using operator. Now the operator override element, if it's defined, if there is an operator override element, then nope, this is not okay, because there might not be operator element in then. There might not be operator element because maybe users only define this, but they don't define the default tag operator. Ugh. So let's try to do this, and then if operator element or operator override element, we do this like that. Now, if there is an operator override element, we remove the operator element. Yes. Then we also remove the other operators. So we are going to do operator override elements, delete the operator, and then for each, yeah, we remove the other operators as well. Right? And that's it. And then we're going to do else if operator element. So essentially there's no override element, but there is an operator element. In that case, we get the symbol and we do the text content. Thank you, Espinosa. Someday we should have a chat. Just It's great to have somebody to chat with the same language as mine instead of English. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Okay, so if we did this right now we should not see any overrides, right? Okay, equal as well here. Contains, maybe greater equal as well. Yeah, all good. Now let's see if I grab all of this. Let's see if I grab all of this and I put it in the template, which would be this template here. Oh, no, no, didn't want this. Shit. Okay, never mind. Because the operator is one thing. Then tag operator equals. Is it equals or equal? I always forget. Equal. Equal. In that case, we want to say, let's do it in Spanish. Let's do es igual a. Then let's do another one that is no es igual a, which would be the Spanish for not equal. Then let's do another one that says contiene. Epa, contiene. And this would be contains. And let's do no contiene, which would be the no not contains. Then let's do as well, what do we have? Greater equal, less equal. Let's just do these two ones. So es mayor o igual a. This would be greater equal? Greater equal. Yeah, so greater equal. Or es menor o igual a, which would be less equal. Like that. Right, so by default, now we've got all these element settings here that are conditionally be displayed depending on if there's an override or no override. We should test it out for all the combinations. But if I do, for example, brand is equals something. Oh. Nope. That's not good. Oh, I made a typo. Contains and not contains. Let's try it again. This is equal. Look at that. Okay, I'm saying in Spanish, brand es igual a this. Yay. Brand is igual to this. Yay. What about this? Fuel is equal a this. Y this. Gear es mayor o igual a 20. Love it. What if there is one that it's not defined? Let's do the contains. So let's get rid of the contains. So in that case, all these items should be displayed in the custom message, but when I do the name, then it should fall back to the math symbol, the one that we defined before. Hey, 8kid, thank you for coming. No, this is not a tutorial on how to build custom attributes. Technically, I'm not teaching you guys how to do it. I'm just showing you guys how I am doing it. So when we release attributes version 2, there's probably going to be some tutorial where, I don't waste your time. I'm just going straight to the point, explaining how to create a new attribute, right? Because once we release attributes version 2, we're going to open source the code base. So we're going to allow people to create their own solutions. But for now, these live streams are just for people who want to see the process of how we are building attributes version 2. And in the case, I'm creating all the native, let's call them native, built-in attributes solutions. You can just watch me do it. I try to explain what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to teach you like if this was a course. Hopefully this makes sense. So you can follow along if you are interested in seeing me just build things. You can just stay with me and do the same sprint cycles where I do a bit of deep work and then I take a break. Or you can just say hi and pick something and then just go on and move on with your life, whatever. Cool. I've been looking to making my own attributes. Can't wait for the open source. Nice. Yeah, you can expect this to be open sourced, released by the end of February. We are targeting, we are in a normal year, so it should be 28th February. So on the 28th of February, if everything goes well, we're going to release this open source. Okay, so this was published, I think. Yes, so let's try it now. If I do the contains, nope. We should remove everything. Okay, so in that case, I should, because what's happening now is that it adds the contain symbol, but it's not removing the overrides. So I always want to remove the overrides that are not being used. So to do that, here, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. To do that, this line in here where we are removing all the operator right elements, that should happen down here. So it doesn't matter if there's an override or we fall back to the operator, we should remove all the other overrides that are not being used. And we can do this because when using the override that we found, we remove it from the map here. So let's just do override exists. Fallback, and then here, remove all unused overrides. Like that. Okay, great. For now, the unmatchers are going to be done like this, although I'm not sure if this is the right approach. But for now, let's remove these to do here. Okay. I think that we are actually done. There's another thing that I need to check, and it's the advanced groups. So let me just add it here. Let's do test new text system with advanced filters. But the advanced filters is something for tomorrow. You'll see it. I think that you guys are gonna like it. Okay, let's just add a bunch of comments and we can wrap this up and commit it. So this will be, yeah, it needs the text for the list and the list element, and it returns, this should return a destroy method. So let's do here runner, or let's do cleanup like that. And this cleanup, I want to return a callback to do the cleanup here, because this can be as, yeah. I know that this is redundant, but I don't want to carry over the wedge handle type over to the caller. Tag template, tag list, template, render tag lists. I think we're good. get the tag list. Let's be a bit more then render the tags like that. Get the tag if existing, and here as well if existing. Then here remove. Oh, hold on, there's another thing that we need to do. Handle the delete buttons. Remove the tag if the value is empty. Yeah, we should do that. Should. Yeah. So let's just do. I need to add a. Let's do this quickly. I have two options to do this. The simplest way would be to just store the index list and the tag key in a data attribute. But it's not as cool as just keeping it in memory. I like keeping it in memory. Let's add it in memory. Yep, we're gonna add it in memory. So let's do element here as well. And then we're gonna do cleanup, and this is gonna be a function like that. So tag. Can do tag element in here. I want to create a cleanup function, but only if the tag exists. Yep. Yep, let's do this. So here, this is gonna be tag.element. Actually, no, this is gonna be tag equals to element. This is the clone node, this. And also the cleanup function. Yes, and in the cleanup function, we want to do a bunch of things. We'll see it now. In the cleanup function, we want to remove the tag element as well as delete the tag and all this stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna just do to do here. To do. But then here, I no longer need to do this. Instead, I can simply do tag.cleanup. And when I do this, yeah, like that. So here in the cleanup, I want to do three things. I want to remove the tag element, remove the event listeners, because we will have to add event listeners for the X buttons, and remove the tag from the map. Correct, like that. So remove the tag element, done. Now I'm wondering, if I remove the tag element, do I have to keep the event listener? Let's ask ChatGPT. I want to write some JS code that interacts with the DOM, and I want to create a cleanup function for performance reasons. My question is, if I remove a DOM node from the DOM, obviously, do I need to clean up any event listeners that I had added to that node? Or will the browser handle that for me? Because if we remove the element, do we really care about removing the event listeners from that element? I'm not sure. When you remove a DOM node from the document, in most cases, the browser will handle cleaning up its associated event listeners automatically once there are no remaining references to that node in your code. Modern browsers are quite good at garbage collection. However, there are some scenarios where you do need to be careful. Lingering references. If you have stored the element in a variable, then the DOM node is still in memory because your code is still referencing it. In that situation, even though the element may no longer be visible in the DOM tree, it is not garbage collectible. Yes. Right. So if I keep it in memory, it's not going to clean it up. So I think that just for safety, we could do this. So let's do const element, clan node. And then I can do add listener to the element. Click. So when we click, oh, actually, no, not on the element. Hold on. No. Because the thing is that in here, I also want to call the cleanup, right? But in here, I also have a cleanup listener. So I can't, can I do this from here? I'm not sure if I can do this. Tag, a cleanup. Oh, this code sounds, I'm not liking this code. I am not liking this one bit. But I'm thinking that okay, we create the element, we add a listener, and then not on the element actually, we do it on the remove element. Const remove element. Tag remove. Remove cleanup. So when we click on the remove element, we want to clean up the tag. But when we clean up the tag, we are basically calling this cleanup. Does this make sense? Am I messing this up? It's like I'm doing an inception of code, and I'm not sure if I'm liking this. but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, remove cleanup like that. And then in here also, we want to tags. No, what is it? Tag list, tags, delete tag key. Ooh, I'm not sure if I like this. Not sure if I like this, but we'll see. Tag dot element. Okay, let's try it. I know that I'm already past the time, but anyways, I want to finish this. I'm not sure if I like this. Remove. Am I cleaning this shit up? Not sure if I'm cleaning this stuff up. Let's see. Let's do console log cleanup. We are calling the cleanup, yes. So also here, when we do the global cleanup for the watcher, and also I want to do that, but I want to go over all the render tag lists. I want to go over all the tags, and I also want to call the cleanup as well. So this should be watcher cleanup, and we also should. Yep, Copilot already caught me, like that. So we go over all the tags, then we get the tag and we clean it up to completely erase the memory. Okay. Okay, I think that we're done. I can clean it up. What if I change this now? Yes. Oh, no, there's one missing thing, and it's that if we clean this up... Okay, I will need to do this, but I'll do it later off the stream. If I remove the tag, not only when I remove the freaking tag, I also want to remove the filter value. Okay, so here I need to, in this cleanup, to do rethink the tag cleanup, because it should also remove the filter value. Like that. Okay, that's a note for me, so I don't forget it. But we are already 15 minutes past the time of today's live stream. So guys, I'm gonna end it up here. If you like this, tomorrow I'm gonna do the same live stream, same time. I don't know if I'll do a bit of more of attributes work today, but I'll pick it up close to where am I now. So you can follow along if you come by tomorrow. If not, just have a good week, everyone, and see you somewhere else. See you on Twitter. I appreciate everyone who has come by. I appreciate everyone who's interested in seeing me work. And that's it. See you guys tomorrow.